And now we are cloud recording as well. So I think that is all set up. And I will just continue to mute anybody who is making noise. But if everyone will please make sure you're muted unless you are talking, we'd appreciate it. I might have to change it so that that's not optional. I've not done a meeting this big before, so bear with me while I figure out how to host it correctly. This is pretty cool to watch, though. A lot of people in this meeting.
Arrows work on the
Yeah, it is.
It is.
April 2nd. Is today the 2nd? Yes, it is. Right. All right, Richard, when you think we got to a point where we can actually get started, let's just move this. And
I think we're ready. Go ahead, take it away.
okay. Well, welcome everybody to the April 2020 meeting of the Utah Valley Amateur Radio Club. Welcome everybody. I know there's a bunch of guests and visitors here as well as members. Thanks for everybody for joining tonight.
There we go.
And this is our maiden voyage of doing this through Zoom, so this is going to be a little bit of a hit and miss, and so far there's been a few misses here and there, but thanks to Richard and Trevor for setting all this up and getting things going. Appreciate their technological leadership and know-how in forwarding this. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on. And so we've got several things like usual to move on to. When we usually start this club meeting, we always do so with eyeball QSO, but you know, we're not in the same room, so there's no eyeball QSO. So I will go ahead and advance the slideshow somehow. There we go. So Carl is up.
Hang on, I have to unmute them by hand. We had too many people who weren't willing to play nice. That's Carl Pockrus is up?
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Carl.
All right. Hi, everybody. Hope you can hear me. I'm not seeing the slideshow, so I presume that the only thing that I'm announcing is that we are still in the planning the 76ers barbecue on May 30th at Highland Glen Park. And I'm not going to cancel that until I absolutely know that we cannot do that. So that probably sometime at the end of April. So Highland Glen Park, May 30th. We usually go from about 10 till 3 or so. We'll have a special event station there. We'll have our HF station set up there. We will have a fox hunt. We'll have a raffle. We'll do potluck and chicken if it's available, and we'll go from there. I think that's the only thing I had on my plate, Noji.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was on the slide there for you there, Carl. And yeah, I don't know how come you can't see it, because I know my wife and Wendy can see the slide, but oh well, it's what it is. Anyway, but that's what we have. Thank you very much, Carl, for that. I appreciate that, because we want to move forward with that 76 barbecue. I'm excited for it. Let's see, next up is Wendy. Go ahead, Wendy.
Now.
All right, you're good
Okay.
now.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Noji. So, just so that everybody is well informed, the Utah Valley Ham Fest has been postponed, canceled until further notice. We're hoping that some arrangements can be made for next year. The field day is not canceled, and I'm so excited. We are going to be, for now, we have a plan to be up at Strawberry in the camping area where we've been the past couple of years, Saturday, June 27th, and Sunday, June 28th. There will be more information as we get closer, so I'm really looking forward to that. Also, in September, we have plans for the Utah Valley Swap Meet, which is, I'm hoping we're not going to be that far out, because, you know, a little stir crazy, cabin fever setting in my brain. But that is going to be Saturday, September 26th from 9 to noon. So maybe you'll have some fun swapping stuff. That's all I got for you. So back to Noji. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Wendy. Appreciate that very much. And all you do, boy, I know this is kind of jerking you around quite a bit. We really appreciate it, all the work you've done for us. All right, next up is me. And really, all I'm going to say is normally at this point, we talk about service opportunities, and there are the usual service opportunities available to everybody for like UCARES, Utah County Amateur Radio Emergency Service, and TERT and that sort of thing. But so many things are up in the air, and I know a lot of things are canceled at the moment, but things are still in the future, like the Orem Summerfest and the ultra marathons, Squaw Peak 50 and the Kachina Mosa and so forth. And they're so far into the future still that we don't know what the virus is going to do to our events. So for now, we're going to plan on them and assume that we're good to go. If anybody wants to get involved with any of these things, please let Karen or me know, and we can get you hooked up and trained if you like. And as a matter of fact, when we do some of these events, we encourage people to come with us and sit with us as we do the events themselves, and we can train you how to do it, get on the radio, show you how to do the communication of the runners and so forth through Richard's app on the tablet and so forth. And it works really nicely, and we'll get her going. Anyway, that's about all I have for that. Let's turn it over to Trevor.
Okay, so we're not having very many testing sessions lately, obviously. Let me start this here. So these 5 must have gotten in before it was too late. Congratulations to KJ7NDF, NDG, NFC, NFX, and NGZ. Hopefully you guys are watching this either now or later. Congratulations, and we hope that you join us next time. Okay. So let's see, do I switch it to the next one?
Oh, I could do that.
Okay,
I think that there is another page on that. Let me see.
okay. We have upgrades.
Yeah, there's, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Ralph Nunn, good
Yeah.
job. Okay, so Ralph Nunn now is an extra. Congratulations, that takes a lot of work. All right.
All right, thank you, Trevor, very much. Appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and take over this one now for the presentation tonight. It's not going to be a very long one, but especially because we don't have a lot of people that's able to ask questions and so forth. But I'll do my best. I gotta bring it up first here. First, I have to unshare the. There we go. Okay, and then now I've got to go and share the the PowerPoint, and there we go. All right. Can y'all see this now? Okay, so Lisa can see it, which means that all of you can see it too. So anyway, I just want to mention really quickly about non-emergency frequencies and what that means. So as you guys recall, last week we had an earthquake right here near Salt Lake. The epicenter was really about I-80 and 7200 West in Salt Lake City, right near Magna. Okay, and so that kind of rattled a few people, especially a lot of people who have never been through an earthquake before. Having lived in California, I've been through a few, you know, not that I've been knocked down or anything, but it's, you know, you kind of get used to how they go. But still, it's a kind of a novel thing for people. However, many people were very concerned that, that they were not hooked into emergency things like they might have wanted to. Well, number one, for us down here in Utah County, it really was not an emergency. We kind of said, well, you know, no one got hurt really down here anyway, and no damage was reported. People got rattled up and some of their dishes got shaken, but really overall, there was not a true emergency. Still, many people were saying, gosh, isn't there anything we can actually listen to that can tell us some information? Is there a ham radio frequency that we can dial into that can give us up-to-date information, even if it's not a real emergency? And the answer is yes. All right. So there are things we can do, and listen and so forth. I'm just going to share some of those thoughts with you, but also you might have some thoughts for me too. Okay. All right. Hank. Let's create the computer.
Noji, I turned off your video because your audio has gotten kind of weird. We'll see if that helps. Nope, can't understand you at all. I think your internet connection went weird.
Yeah, it's the computer. It will go away for a while and then it will come back. Are you able to hear me now?
Yep, now you sound fine.
Oh, okay, so it's come back now. And once in a while, it will just do that on my computer. I have another computer, another laptop that doesn't do this, so it's just the computer. My sincere apologies. I'll try to make it quick. All right, let's see. All right, so so when we talk about an incident, well, I gotta get rid of this screen here. There we go. So when we talk about an incident, sometimes an incident occurs, but it's not large enough to really label it in a local emergency or even disrupt cell operation. And you know, these things include stuff like, you know, distant earthquake, a chemical spill, even a large storm that might come in our area. still, we've had a lot of storms come through, but it's still not an emergency. Maybe even a flood, okay? To some that might be in the middle of the flood, that would be a big emergency for them. But in general, it's just not that big a deal. And so we can live through it and talk about it, but we still might want to know what to do, what to listen to in case we want to be part of the listening team. So when we say an incident, we're talking about something that has happened that might be not so good. But in this case, I'm talking about non-life-threatening incidents. So everybody around you seems to be all right. You don't see anybody who's unconscious. Maybe someone got cut, minor injuries in general. No broken bones really, but everybody around you seemed to be somewhat mentally and emotionally stable. And it's just not bad enough to call an ambulance. So people are okay in general. They might have got hurt a little bit, but nothing major. And Richard, if you could let me know when my audio starts dragging again, I would appreciate that. And then I can pause while that's happening.
Will do, no worries.
Thank you. All right. That every time I go back and forth, I got to re-click on there it goes. So one of the things that we look for is information when these kind of things happen. And the information we look for has to do with how big it is. We want to know what kind of area is it affecting? Is it affecting my area? If not, how about my mother's up in Salt Lake, or my in-laws somewhere else? And so the scope is really important to us. We want to know how to respond. Should we jump up and down and freak out, or should we just sit and listen and wait for more info? Sometimes that's really important for us. We want to know sometimes where to go for more information, where to go to help, or just to stay put. Sometimes we're asked to stay in place. And especially during this time of the quarantine, that's really important to know, especially if we're told to stay in place and yet there's an incident, what do you do? And so one of the things we want to know too is how to reassure others, our own family, neighbors, if you will, ward members, but most importantly, yourself. You want to know, you want to be self-assured and be not the one who's going to freak out, but show everybody an example of how calm you can be. The most important thing people look for when they want information, when they want to know what's going on, is peace of mind. That's what they really look for. So what it is we try to get the bigger picture, and getting the bigger picture is this. Number one, I want to encourage everybody to be open-minded about how to get the bigger picture. And that includes not just ham radio, which we're all good at, we all get, but there's also broadcast radio and TV too. Are those not part of our solutions? How about official radio? That doesn't mean you got to call the police or the emergency medical service on a radio, but maybe you can listen in and see what's going on. CB radio, anybody? I have 3 CB radios down in my basement. And I listen when there's an incident for the truckers to kind of tell us what's happening on the road nearby. And it's been a very good source.
Your audio just went weird.
Sometimes.
This program is experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Man, if I'd known we were going to have this, I would have come up with like a ham steak commercial to run or something.
Yeah, give it another second here. Okay, are we back?
You're back.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, and of course, sometimes social media is a good place to go sometimes for information, but it's probably the very best place to go for misinformation. If I want to know all the rumors and what's not true, hey, I'll go to Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and all these places that might give me the latest and up-to-date false information. It's all out there. I have to admit one thing though, in spite of the misinformation that might be given to you by people, honestly and truly, we human beings find that bad information is better than no information. And that's why we're all after, you know, being updated on things. So good or bad, you know. And Lisa was just telling me right now that oftentimes there are town, ward, even local neighborhood Facebook pages that are a little more helpful because they're focused on the very area that you're in, and they can be actually have more helpful as far as information goes. There we go. So here's what I suggest. So I'm going to just wrap this up in a nutshell by these next 3 slides. Number 1, there are ham radio frequencies you can listen to that I recommend when there's a non-emergency going on, but you want to know what's happening. In Utah County, I do recommend the 14676 repeater because it's a reg Q repeater. People are on it just talking about random things. They're talking about their cousin in Miami and their health problems and so forth. But you know what? When there's an incident like this last earthquake we had, and the one we had a couple days ago in Boise, people were just chattering and they were talking about it and they're sharing information. And that's just good to know a few things about it. At the same time, Salt Lake 2 is using the 6.2 repeater, but at the same time, the Intermountain Intertie, which we can access by the 147.12 repeater near here. And if you're in Salt Lake County, you can also get to the Snowbird repeater. But if you use those repeaters for the Intermountain Intertie, John Lloyd says that, excuse me, he's a frequency coordinator, and he says that what he asks people to do in behalf of the Utah VHF Society is to start a net going and on those frequencies on the Intermountain Intertie. And if he can, he tries to connect into the Sinbad and Snowbird or what's that other one? Skyline. And so what he does is he encourages people to start a net going and to coordinate information about what's going on. So if you really want to know what's happening throughout the state, for instance, you can get on the Intermountain Intertie and there's a lot of good information that you can rely on in fact there. So those are 2 places you can go to depending on where you are. And let's see. Sometimes there's also broadcast information you can go to. Now, Utah has designated officially KSL FM and KSL AM as places to go to if there's a true emergency. So in a real incident, this is where they direct you to go. However, even when it's not a true emergency, you can still go to these stations and often get, you know, somewhat up-to-date information depending on what the incident is and how much you need. And there are other new television news channels as well on the web, on cable and whatever. So, you know, whether you like them or not, you know, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and a host of other news channels you can get to find information. Finally, you can also listen to the police chatter, fire and EMS. If you do, there are a whole bunch of police and fire channels and frequencies you can listen to. Many of them are trunking, and I'm not going to explain what that means right now because they require a scanner to really listen well. But there are some frequencies you can get onto where you can kind of hear the chatter between the cops and the firemen and so forth. And so these ones I recommend. And so the 851.600 megahertz, not all radios can get that. The Baofeng radios cannot get that frequency, but the Yaesu radios can. If you listen to them, I have.
Just lost you again, Noji. Weird. So if you listen to them and then you went away. Next time, the Zoom host needs to be a stand-up comedian to fill the silence while we wait for Noji's computer to recover. Noji, this time we have no audio from you, not just it looks like maybe his computer actually dropped out. Recommendations: use the repeater for all audio next time. You try that. He may very well be switching to his other laptop. Maybe we should find him a new computer and maybe a new smartphone while we're at it. You do not want to listen to me for the rest of the meeting. Trust me on that one. Jeff, I'd tell you a UDP joke, but you might not get it. So Mickey, I'm not sure which announcement you think you got from ARRL on remote testing, but suffice it to say that the actual truth of what's going on right now is that yesterday afternoon, an ARRL team in the New England area gave the first ARRL fully remote exam session. The first one in the United States was run by me last Thursday. And sounds like GLARG, which is the 4th largest VEC, is also on board. So that's 3 of the top 4 VECs talking about doing it. I expect it's going to be a thing soon. I just need to finish the software updates. I should text. Noji texted me his computer just rebooted. So we will now be collecting donations to get Noji a computer that works. I'll be the treasurer. Send it to the Hawaii Fund at hamstudy.org. It'll totally go to him. Yeah. Dallin has an extra computer. It's convenient. My computers are all technician. Wendy, you would make a strange Frank. I should just read the chat transcripts as they go by. That might be almost as entertaining. You can't pick it up from the DI because DI is closed right now. They are a bunch of amateurs. Brent has a dad joke. Oh dear. Does any of the presidency know, are the slides that he was going through the same ones that were sent to us earlier? Because I thought I was looking at them earlier and they didn't seem to be, but I could probably pull them up and have them ready when Noji gets back. Those were his, so we don't have those. I did not plan on, I should have planned on this. I should have had a whole routine ready. Yep, so I don't know where Noji is. Well, how about this while we wait? Does anybody have any, oh, he's back. Where is he? Let's see, Noji go. Let's see. Unmuting Noji. All right, Noji, you're back.
All right.
Are you able to share a screen?
I'm just now getting ready to try to do that.
All right, give it a try.
I cannot believe it. My apologies, everybody. My computer rebooted. It just completely shut down. And of course, now I can't find my PowerPoint. No, but well, that's interesting. Well, oh, there it is. I just found it. But you know, I think I was like on the last slide anyway. Let me just make sure. All right, it's coming up. I'll give you a play-by-play here. It's asking me for creds. It's returning me back to the place I was. Man, we are just dragging here.
It's really too bad that the comments from here don't automatically go into the Facebook stream comments, because I think that would have been pretty entertaining.
Double clicking it.
Oops.
So you should be able to see the slideshow now.
Sorry, try it again.
Try what again?
I accidentally shut it off, I think.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
okay.
maybe not. Nope, yeah, I did.
All right, hang on.
It's just because I'm a bad person, nothing serious. All right, take it away.
All right, well, it's the last slide, so there you go. It turns out. Anyway, so what was I going to say after that? I think it was, I was going to turn the time over to somebody else. But anyway, so what it is these frequencies I recommend for people to use to listen to fire and police and so forth. I monitor the 851-600 like every day, because there's always activity between Salt Lake and Utah counties on it, and it's very active to tell you what's going to happen. Like when the what was that, the Eagle Mountain hostage situation that was going on a couple of years ago. There was a play-by-play by the police on the 851-600. It was pretty cool. You can kind of find out what's going on here and there and kind of follow along, and you didn't have to. You weren't at the mercy of the news channel to kind of tell you what happened. You knew right away what was happening, what was going down, and so forth. Anyway, 854-860 is the Utah County Sheriff. It's one of the two. I just decided to put one up because it was just too much to put too many frequencies up. And then 155-235, if there's a search and rescue effort going on, this is the channel they typically use for search and rescue to find lost children, people in the mountains, some dementia-filled person who wandered off, that kind of thing. They use that channel a lot for search and rescue. And I highly recommend setting your radios to these. So once again, the Baofeng cannot get to the first one, but it can do the second two. Now, the problem with that, though, the Baofeng can also transmit on the last two channels. I highly recommend you do not transmit using your Baofeng on those last two frequencies, because, well, number one, you might get fined for it, but number two, they might throw me in jail for giving you the frequency. Anyway, but just listen only, please, and there is quite a bit of chatter, and it's kind of fun to listen to. But that's it, really. I don't have any more on this. I just wanted to share with you what to do, what to listen to and watch when there is a non-emergency, and yet you want to know more what's going on. So there you have it. Anyway, I'm going to close this, stop sharing this one, and I'm going to turn, let's see, this back over to the other PowerPoint, which is also gone. Oh, there it is. Then I can see where we are. All right, I'm going to turn the time over to Brent. Thank you.
Which Brent?
This is Brent Gray.
All right. Take it away, Brent. I've
Okay,
unmuted.
am I off mute?
Yep.
Awesome. Oh, good. All right, hello everyone. So tonight I will be doing the door prizes. So I have everyone's numbers right here, and I'm going to be selecting them at random. And we have 6 door prizes tonight. And we'll begin with the first one, which is a work light. And I will just kind of scroll here with my hand. Look at the first number, 2072. 2072.
Are we waiting for people to claim that in this case, or are we just saying let us know later or something?
Yep. Okay, so if I call it your, so yeah, we don't have names attached to these numbers. Someone was asking about that.
So the numbers were emailed to someone.
So Noji just emailed these numbers to me.
All right, then in theory, I would think Noji ought to be able to pull that information back up to match it back.
The answer is yes. So I am looking that up now. Since I did not bring that up since after my computer rebooted, I will now find some way to bring
Or
that
should we say if they must be present to win?
present where? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's there on Facebook.
You know what? All right, let's see, hang on.
Just as a reminder, if anybody needs to talk and you're muted, use the raise hand. That takes you up to the top of my list so that I'll know to unmute you if that's appropriate.
Can't you do a search on it?
I'm not gonna do that. I could do it now.
Why don't you go on, move on, and Noji will get back to us with that number.
Okay.
I've got the list up now. And what number did you pick there, Brent?
2072. And then from HH, could you still enter? Noji, can you still enter?
Nope, at 6 o'clock was the closing deadline.
Okay, so next time for you guys that want to enter, email, let me find your email here, Noji.
Well, you know, no, we'll do it next month, right?
Yeah, we'll do it next month. But there was an email, because some people might not have gotten the email.
Okay, that you know, we can't do anything about it now.
Okay, I'll just move on.
Okay, so that is Rocky.
Woohoo!
Rocky, you won.
Congratulations, Rocky. Is Rocky here?
Well, I'll make a note that he won. Let's see. And what did he win
Apparently
there,
he is.
Brent?
That was the work
And he
line.
won the work light. And I'm not able to get pictures of the prizes.
No, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, Rocky, are you on?
All right. We're going to assume that he's on and he accepted and he won. So go to the
Okay,
next
so-
one.
Second prize is going to be an HT whip antenna.
Excuse
So
me?
once again, an HT whip antenna. I'm going to kind of just close my eyes here, move my hand up and down. 8600. 8600.
I have no one by that number.
8600.
Oh, sorry. I've got Craig Bradford. My bad. And you got an HT whip antenna?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Congratulations, Craig. You are the proud winner of an HT antenna.
All right. The third prize is work gloves, which can also be used as medical gloves given our situation today. So work gloves, 4921.
That is Lou Thomas. So Lou Thomas, you are now the proud owner of some work gloves.
Fourth prize is the flashlight. Okay, let's see. I'll scroll here to here. Close my eyes. 4332.
Oops.
4332.
And that's Chris Miles. So now go ahead and tell him he's a proud owner.
All right, Chris, you're a proud owner of a brand new flashlight.
Very cool.
Woo-hoo! Okay, the fifth prize. These last two prizes are going to be our main door prizes. First one is the Baofeng UV 5X. Sorry, let me start over. It's the Baofeng UV 5XP. So let's see, we'll come down here.
You're not trying to pick your own number, are you there, Brent?
Oh, well, look at that. I actually just landed on my number. What do you, no, I'm kidding. No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
1701.
Scott Armstrong.
Noji, I was actually thinking about doing that the other day.
Well, if you pick your own number, I'd be suspicious.
All right,
Well-
I have a spreadsheet that randomly picks from a list that I will be providing you next month.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Oh, come on. I'm not that dishonest.
I mean, almost, but oh.
Oh, come on now. Okay, the last prize is a Pockrus J-pole.
Drum roll.
And that last prize actually, let me choose again. Let's see. 5385.
That would be Dave Pellica.
Woo!
David, you are a wiener.
That is you.
Congratulations, Dave.
Now there is a seventh prize.
Uh-oh.
Noji said he was going to give $1,000 to the next person here on this list. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes. Pick someone at random. Noji, the number is 8171.
Oh, it doesn't exist. Sorry. It has to be on this list to win.
That was my number, you guys. No, there's no seventh prize.
We kind of guessed that. Okay, well, congratulations, winners. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
All right, well, I've got some good news and bad news for everybody. The good news is that, well, the meeting's over. Maybe that's not good news, I don't know. But the bad news is we have no place to go and eat if we wanted to go someplace to hang out and have some dinner or a brunch or something. So anyway, you guys have a good meal on us. We'd be happy to join you if we can on Zoom, but I don't know. Anyway, thanks to everybody for your participation. Thanks for enduring us, and especially thanks so much to Richard for setting up the Zoom for us tonight and getting this going and enduring all of our unmutes and back and forth and everything. So thank you, Richard, and thanks to everybody. Appreciate everybody getting on, and especially Wendy and Carl and Trevor for helping out too. So good night to everybody, 7-3 to all, and we'll see you next month.
7-3.
Okay, now where do you raise your hand?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
'Cause I'm not seeing it anywhere.
So hey, Richard, we can't figure out how to raise our hands.
You mentioned it on the text, but I'm not.
He's gone.
Oh, okay. He says that it appears when you're muted.
So I apparently was muted when I was trying to talk there. I've
Oh, yeah,
unmuted
yeah.
a couple people who had raised their hands. The raise hand button is in the participants panel that you open from the bottom.
Oh. Click on it. Oh, there it is.
Okay, there we are. Okay.
That's easy. When you know where it is.
Hey, Noji,
Yeah.
it's Troy.
Hi, Troy.
And hey, can you get me a copy of that presentation?
Copy of the what?
Can you get me a copy of the slideshow?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be distributing this slideshow. I posted both on, I sent it out, you know, but I also posted on our website. But still, yeah, I could do that easily. And also, yeah, and you were asking by text how to do, get a number and so forth. But, you know, I couldn't, I just couldn't respond.
That's okay. I figure, I mean,
What's that?
my computer just locked.
Yeah, I never do.
I had moved it from one room to another room and hadn't plugged it back in. And then by the time I restarted, I didn't kind of catch how everything started up. So I was just curious how everything was going that way.
Oh, got it.
But I kind of drifted. I got from other people that you had to sign up before or something. You had to sign in some way to get a number or something.
No, you just send an email to k7uva@arrl.net with your 4-digit number, and the 4-digit number has to be between 1,000 and 9,000.
Okay.
Too late now, though.
Was that in the email?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, this is kind of, I haven't really used Zoom very much. I have managed, it's a video system. It's the same system that Google chose for their Hangouts and Google Meets.
Oh, right, right. Well, this is our way of bringing everybody in the club up to speed on technology.
So this Zoom account, is it just the free one, or does someone have a enterprise account?
Well, so this is Richard's
I
enterprise.
have a business account,
Yeah.
and this is my business account.
Okay. So I guess the free one, from what I understand, times out in like 40 minutes. Is that right?
Yeah. Something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
correct. 40 minutes and up to 160 participants.
And then the pro version is up to 100 participants and unlimited time. And then the business is 300. In this one, which is this one, is 300 participants. And that's the reason we use this.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So when you start the meeting, can you start it as a people in audience mode?
I'm not sure if there's an audience mode. What I can do is I can set it so everyone starts out muted. And what we had to end up doing is changing it. There were a few people who were not willing to stay muted and kept unmuting themselves and making noise intentionally. So had to change it to a more moderated format. And a couple of you raised your hands, but then when I unmuted you, you never said anything. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because when I was doing the stuff with the video system, I could bring people in an audience mode, and then that way when they start the meeting, it doesn't put a bunch of, I mean, I always started my meetings without any audio or video. And for whatever reason, when I went to put my video on, it says that it couldn't recognize my camera.
I think there's a difference, like a webinar, which is different.
Is that what you're doing is a webinar now?
No, this one's a standard
Just
meeting, but Yeah, Dempsey, I can see that message.
Yeah, so when I click on my video, it just comes up and says Zoom is unable to detect a camera. Make sure your camera is powered on and it's connected to your computer, which it's integrated. It's a laptop.
Yeah, so that's probably a driver issue.
Okay.
Well, I think the meeting is officially over. Did anybody else have a question? I've made it so you can unmute yourself now if you'd like, if anybody else would like to ask questions or anything. Otherwise, I will end the meeting.
Yeah, this is Dave Palica. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Dave.
Hey, I'm just wondering, for those of us who got prizes tonight, how do we get those?
I will deliver them to your doorstep secretly
Okay.
in the middle of the night without you knowing about it.
All right, I'll make sure the guard dogs are tied up.
Guard dogs, wait a minute.
No,
And he's going to make sure to lick any metal surfaces to make sure that it's got lots of coronavirus on it, just in case, you know, he has it somehow.
All right. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, you bet.
All right, see you all later. Take
Thanks,
care.
Richard.
7-3.
Appreciate it. 7-3.
Good job, Richard. It was excellent.
We'll see you later.